I basically help people understand that bonding between men and women occurs differently for men than for women. Men bond with a woman. That means I want to be with her. I miss her. I want to be in a relationship with her. I'm growing closer with her. She's the one for me. I want to make a commitment to her. Bonding occurs through a process in men of being attracted to her, doing something that provides fulfillment for her, feeling successful. The more men go through that process of feeling successful and providing something for her of meaning and of value, he bonds with her. Now, let's say a man's in a relationship and she's doing for him, and she's providing value for him, and she's calling him up and making the date and planning the thing and offering this and offering that and giving him whatever he wants, so to speak. That puts a man in a passive mode. In a sense, she's too easy. He doesn't bond with her because he hasn't earned her love. He hasn't done something. He hasn't accomplished. Because men particularly bond by feeling successful. Now, every man knows that if I'm playing tennis with a friend and he lets me win, I don't really feel successful. I might have won, but I don't feel successful. Men need to feel they earn it, because whenever you're earning something, testosterone gets produced, and testosterone is the hormone that makes men want to bond, that allows a man to bond with a woman, that makes him more interested in her and a sustained relationship. So the art of attracting the right man is giving out messages, and being ready for the man is being in a place where you can give the right messages that say to a man, he can be successful in making you happier. He's not responsible to make you happy. He can make you happier. So that's a distinction there. You know, the sort of dysfunctional relationship is the guy who comes and rescues a woman who's unhappy that before she meets him. Then when she falls back into that place of unhappy, many times he gives up. But when a woman has enough ability to find happiness within herself, then she's the fertile ground for a man to make her happier. And it's that place of success that helps a man bond with a woman. Now, turn this around, and from the woman's point of view, she bonds with a man. She will grow in love with a man when a man is successful in meeting her needs, when a man is successful in providing what is most important to her, when he is there for her. That's what causes a woman to bond to a man. And you just have to flip that around, and it's really just the opposite for men. So the good news here is this should help clarify some of the challenges that you've experienced in the past with men, because often if you're more on your masculine side and something goes wrong, you try harder next time, and you want to give more and give more and give more. And what women don't realize is that unlike men, if you give more, unlike women, men are different. When you give more to a man, he tends to give less to you. If a man gives more to a woman, in certain circumstances, she feels, I want to give more back to him. If a man, but there's a reality, and this is sometimes the case. Some men come to me and say, you know, I do everything right. I do everything perfect, and she's not interested in me anymore. And I go, well, what do you do? And he's like, he becomes Mr. Talkative. He complains about things. he thinks what women want is more conversation, so he's like Mr. Talkative. He complains. He's Mr. Needy, and he's very picky. He's very controlling, but he does also all the other things. He does the romantic things and so forth. But what women want and need romance, but they don't need a man to be a girlfriend. There needs to be this sense that he is primarily there for her, and she doesn't have to be there for all his problems and so forth, which these men will tend to assume is what women want, and it's not what women want. And quite often, if you're a strong, independent woman, the guys who are attracted to you are these needy, sensitive guys that will sometimes drive you crazy.
Yeah. In fact, I'm so glad that you spoke about this idea, because I think this is an area where many women have a lot of confusion and wonder if they do need to give more. And I noticed when I read your life story on your website, MarsVenus.com, one of the things that you said was, women should not get lost in trying to earn a man's love. he should do things to win her over. And I think what you're saying here is if a woman is working too hard at it, she can actually take away a man's motivation, right?
Nicely said. Boy, you found the perfect quote to summarize what I was saying. Thank you. That was really, that's such a
well, that's
really
from
key,
you, so thank you.
it's a key point. If here I sit back as a therapist and watch relationships, hear relationships that go south, almost always there's a level of resentment that the woman has from giving more and not getting back. And there's a level of resentment in the man which comes from giving and not feeling valued and appreciated for what he gives. So from his point of view, he's feeling, she looks at him and says, you're not enough. What you do is not enough. You have to change because it's not enough. And that builds resentment in him. And that's his resentment to her, is that she's saying you're not enough. And her resentment is she is saying he's not enough. He's not doing enough compared to how much she's giving. So that's the dynamic of where women can find their control in this, which is regulate how much you give to somebody. Don't give them more than they're giving to you. It's a little dance, and it's the opposite, of the golden rule, which is give unto others what you would want them to give unto you. That's a beautiful rule and sentiment, give love, but you have to find the way of giving that works for the other person.